Hey everyone, welcome to DB Sync. In today's video, I'm going to cover a demo between Salesforce and Business Central. A use case out here is for an oil and gas exploration company. Generally, oil and gas exploration companies manage a large amount of inventory and handle numerous invoices daily. In our use case, we're going to automate the creation of job from Salesforce to jobs and sales invoices on Business Central. The flowchart up next depicts how a sales invoice is created for our oil and gas company from Salesforce to Business Central. The process starts in Salesforce where an account interacts with a salesperson. This likely involves the creation of a job as well as an opportunity on Salesforce. Once a job is confirmed and the opportunity is closed won, a job and sales invoice is generated in correspondence to it on Business Central. Let's move on to the demo for the same to see DB Sync streamlining and automating processes in action. Upon opening DB Sync, I have gone ahead and created one project under the name of IEC Production 2024 for my use case. However, if you would like to create multiple projects, you can do so by clicking on the Create option and create a bunch of them manually, or utilize our Add Template feature where we have created 20 to 30 different pre-built connector combinations for you to go ahead and utilize. Upon clicking on the project, a task page will populate. For my use case, I've created one with the name of Opportunity to Customer, but you can go ahead and create one manually as well by clicking on the Create button. Or you can utilize our import feature on our DB Sync platform and re-upload the task and subtasks that you have created for your integration setup by clicking on Click here to upload. Once you click on Configure, it will help you open up a bunch of subtasks within it. You will see some actions on the left hand side of the screen and now might be wondering what are these. Don't worry, we have got you covered. In our use case, we have utilized a flow, a transform and write, and the query from the actions itself. So let's go ahead and simplify it out for you. A flow is something which helps you to define the subtasks within it. In my use case, I have defined them as following. Once an opportunity is closed won on Salesforce, it should go ahead and create a customer on Business Central. Once a job is created on Salesforce, it should go ahead and create a job on Business Central. Last but not the least, once the Salesforce job or the sales invoice is created on Salesforce, it should go ahead and create a sales invoice on Business Central at the same time. Now, what's a query? A query is something that helps you to select the source connector and the object for you to preview your metadata out of. Out here, I've selected the source as Salesforce and the object as jobs. Upon selecting them, I can go ahead and utilize our low code, no code platform to select the fields from the object by clicking on the Add Fields button. Once I have selected the fields that I would like to preview our metadata out of, I can go ahead and define the trigger conditions within the where options below the query. Now, what's a transform and write? A transform and write helps you to define the target connector and the object for you to send over your data from the source connector object. You can map the fields within the mapping screen upon clicking the map button. Now, once I go ahead and select the query for the job and hit preview, it will not populate any data for me yet. However, let's go to Salesforce and click on the trigger conditions within the record to preview it on DB Sync. So I'll go ahead and define those. I'll click on the Insert to Business Central out here. For the job, I'll go ahead and do the same for the sales invoice by clicking on Push Milestone 1 Invoice. And now I'll just go ahead on DB Sync and try to preview the record. The record, as you can see, comes in an XML format below, and it populates all the fields that I have selected within my query. Now, as I run the integration for our oil and gas company, we will notice how a job and sales invoice is seamlessly created on Business Central. Now, the stakeholders will not have to worry about manual double data entry within their multiple cloud interfaces and can work on tasks which solely focuses on scalability and profitability. Now let's go to Business Central and type jobs. Once I click on jobs, you would see a job number getting populated with the number J00240. Is the same like I defined on Salesforce with the job code of J00240. Anything that I have mapped within the transform and write will be populating out here for us within the job itself. The same would happen for our sales invoice at the same time, where we would see the number SINV104330 getting populated on Business Central with all the fields that we had mapped within our transform and write. And the same would be populating over here on Salesforce. This creates a one-to-one relationship between our job on Salesforce versus the sales invoice on Business Central. Now, personally, this is what I call an aha moment, where we see the sales invoice number getting reflected on Salesforce for our oil and gas company, and the sales team can move on to other tasks, not worrying about the ERP tool having a copy of the job and the sales invoice. Right now, I have ran the sync manually. However, you can go ahead and utilize our schedule feature where you can just click on new and you can define as to when you would like to run the sync for, whether it be in minutes, hourly, weekly, and you can customize it at the same time. You can also go ahead and utilize our notification feature, which helps you define the email which should be receiving an update once the integration runs, gets completed, or is errored out, or all the three above. Before we wrap up the demo, I would like to give you a sneak peek about our mapping sheet or our mapping within the transform and write. You would see how on the left hand side the fields from the target connector gets populated, and whatever you select on the query will get populated on the right hand side of the screen. Thank you for watching this demo. Hope this helps. See you next time.